I want to share some advice in writing about the Gaza abomination, the eternal crime that we've witnessed here in 2024 for a different generation. My generation is the generation, and it's the only one really, who was lionized with the notion of never again by our Jewish contemporaries. We do now know what the forked tongue was actually saying by the so-called slogan, never again. What never again translates into, when you translate it from English into English, by way of a truth mechanism, is just you wait. They were just lying in wait for revenge. They never meant it at all. I can see that my Israeli contemporaries, Gabe, Orr, and Nems, are full of themselves again, spinning their beanies of notion to capture forgiveness in a choice between a flower and a nuclear flash. How munificent of the Russians to cooperate with Nosferatu in this game plan. So I won't belabor their episodings, which they consider tautology and tutelage and wise bearding, as they threaten to blow up their own children. I mean, the spinner beanies in Seattle's Nosferatu Momentum Building Guild are really something else. They got plenty of loot from museums. Oh, how they laughed as they partied. What I recommend when you discuss with the generation that wasn't lionized with never again is they will understand the Nakba, but they probably won't understand the sandbaggers, the people keeping them up to speed, the Abby Martins, the Matt Kennards, the Norman Finkelsteins of the sandbaggers. Oh, never forget Danny Haifong, who was put in there for Danny. Boy, this is a showdown. It's a whole loopy system from Penis McCartney. You know, he star-studded vocabulary intonation machine of Eno. What you wanted to explain to them was that there was a script that traced back to Fayum, when the great dictators and D.W. Griffith were schmoozing together, and that the defeated reasserted their power both after the Civil War and after World War II through the mechanism of Axis Hollywood. The men who created the Burning Cross for the KKK made Reagan's wartime films. They executed Kennedy and shook hands on a partnership based on the 50-50 non-aggression pact of Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia. This time it was the CIA and the KGB. Bush and Andropov did that. And you want to explain that the pimps wrote the Texas School Book, came from the Carousel Club. So when you go to Seattle, Washington, where the pimps say, we don't trust the intelligence, we're siding with Yoko Ono, we love David Bowie. It's all the Biden machine passing the collection plate and the tax and spend for social service and the government doing its duty to the victims of Nosferatu's atrocity. but it wasn't associated with Nosferatu. At the time, it was David Geffen. Lennon was the star of David Geffen, and they pulled a Houdini. It was a prank. That's why nobody can talk about the script, because there's too much in it that shows that it comes from cinema intelligence. It's a Warpo world. You know, we don't live in the same world as you do. We live in a different world. It's more ethereal. It's where we tell people what to believe, and they do, because it's Christian to follow the bouncing ball of Access Hollywood. And Seattle's going to blow up their own children, man. If you don't follow the Houdini, if you don't play plastic reality, man. Don't question the central narrative. Ta-Nehisi Coates wants a central narrative to bombast, and they will blow up their own children. And they chew the carpet over these stupidities, and that's what you need to get across. Never again had meaning for us. It was meant to mobilize us, to freeze us with sympathy and horror for what Hitler did, while the Israelis set up their revenge. It meant just you wait.